where we take sound that combines sunshine with rhyme, move 'em around. Take it slow, watch the smoke we blow. Bring California swinging, this thing for show. Well, hey there, baby doll, dance the go-go. Off a little mentally, I see it in slow-mo. Hollywood, the east side, Hub City, and Frisco. Guys with the flyers, fires up in the disco. Whoa, whoa, oh, now here we go. Mira, delincuentes, bum rush the show.
Welcome to the Double I Show.
Incoherent idiocy.
I'm Sweet T, and with me as always...
RW King, what's going on, T? How you doing? Another beautiful Friday night in Southern California, brother.
The weather just keeps getting better and better.
Well, it's not as fucking hot as it's been, plus our air conditioning's working, man, so everything's working out better for us.
Oh, that's what I mean. It's just so much nicer, and then when we go outside, it's just great at night.
No, absolutely is,
It's a beautiful Cali night.
Hey, thanks for everybody for tuning in, man. We appreciate you. Appreciate for everybody, man. We know you got, all sorts of stuff going on your Friday nights, your Tuesday nights, your Wednesday nights, whenever you're listening to us, your mornings, whatever else. We just want to say thanks.
Absolutely. We want to thank everybody just for kind of being there for us and just helping us grow. We are growing. It's getting crazy. We're starting to get recognized by some sponsorships now, and it's all because of our fans.
No, absolutely is, T. And, I'm going to put it out there, and I've just been approached by a lot of women, T. And I'm really thankful for the women to listen to our show. It means a lot. It means a lot that we're really touching all bases here, and they can really get something out of it, too. It means a lot to me.
No, it does. It does. You're right. You're absolutely right. because we are a man's show, but I think that we have that cross-gender appeal, too. We're not to the point where we're completely super offensive yet.
Yeah, so, hey, another thing, T, is, folks got to start getting at us, man. They got to get on our website, the www.thedoubleshow.com.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
www.thedoubleshow.com.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. That's a good one.
Also,
don't forget our Patreon. It's patreon.com/the Double I Show.
Right, we got to get you guys hitting on that thing, right? Let us know what you guys are feeling about the show, man. If you guys like what's going on, if you don't like it, if you guys have some subjects you want to talk about, hey, we're all for it.
Yeah, we got some social media popping now, so we're also on Facebook at facebook.com/the Double I Show, and we're also on Twitter.
And what we're about, T, right? We're a community, and we're building a community here, and we want to reach out to other folks, and we're going to do a little spot later on with some friends of ours that are starting their own thing, and, we're going to be pubbing them, dude. It's Bros R Us.
Yeah, these guys are they're starting off, and it's almost like this show, but they're doing video.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not doing the podcast part yet. It's going to be a video podcast, but it's just like us. It's about guys. Of course, they're all-encompassing, so women too. But they just want to talk about what regular guys talk about.
Yeah, Izzy, Paul, those guys are great, man. I've known them for a while, and, we just want to help them out just like they're helping us out. So we're going to have a little bit of an interview with them later on in the show, man. We're going to let them pub their show. So, guys, if you guys watch Instagram video, these guys do a live show.
They do it on Facebook, too?
I think they're actually recording the same time we're recording right now.
Yeah, they're doing it on right now. So I think after they're done, we're still going to be going, and that's where we're going to bring them in.
Right, exactly. That's what they said. Their show should finish about halfway through our show, and then they'll hit us with the text, and then we'll call them in.
Sounds good.
All right, man. So I think we're just going to go ahead and get into it, T. We got a lot to talk about today.
The hot topic.
So today's hot topic is going to be freedom and the First Amendment. In light of all these mass shootings that just went on, a couple weeks ago we had the Gilroy shooting. And then just this past week, or last week, we had two on the same day within 13 hours of each other.
Yeah, the one in Dayton.
We had the one in Texas that started it on that Saturday, and then Dayton 13 hours later.
Right.
And what we've already talked about it. We've already jumped on the whole mass shooting topic. But this is from a different angle, guys. What we're going to talk about is the First Amendment rights, because as soon as this thing hit, the news and the media start going crazy about the guy's manifesto, right? And it's not just him. A lot of these mass shooters all post these manifestos all in the same place. It started off on 4chan, and then 4chan, even though it's a crazy place, for some kind of cats, it was just too conservative still. And so then it went to 8chan, and that's where the manifesto was posted on 8chan. And actually several mass shootings in this year alone was posted on 8chan. And so 8chan is kind of a hotbed for some of this hate rhetoric, right? And so as soon as this happened, everybody starts saying, well, First Amendment, let's You got one side saying bring it down, and you got the other side that's saying First Amendment, right? Your freedom of speech, right, King?
I mean, yeah and no, but I mean, my question always with this, T, is who the fuck's governing this stuff? I mean, obviously we have the FCC and things like that, right? I mean, they're worried about child porn,
right?
But they're not worried about stuff like this.
Correct.
They're worried about terrorism, and they'll flag anything and spend millions of dollars through Homeland Security to tag anybody looking up certain things, but not this. I just don't get it.
Well, I think
especially when you know the website is targeted for those folks.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You don't got somebody watching that fucking thing 24 hours a day.
Right. And I think you're going to kind of touch on that in a little bit, but you make a very valid point. See, what's going on is the fact that it's freedom of speech, yes, but it's not the government's role to be able to pull that down. It is hate rhetoric, but it's not protected in the same sense. So, when people say you're violating my freedom of speech, kind of like let's use Alex Jones as an example, your boy, right?
Yeah, I like him, the foil hat.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So Alex Jones was on YouTube. He was on a lot of these. He was on Facebook, YouTube, all of these social media platforms. For years, he was fine. And then all of a sudden, from society has decided they don't deem the hate speech viable anymore. They fight against it. So YouTube, seeing that it was making a big deal and all these people were really upset about this, what they decided to do was actually enforce their policy. Their policy had anti-hate speech in it, and they never enforced it. So now they started enforcing it, and they started pulling them down. Twitter did the same thing. They all had the same verbiage, but they finally started doing something against it.
Because people were talking about it.
Right. Because people were tired of it.
Right. So they were thinking they were going to lose more people than gain.
Correct.
So, we made a decision. We're going to enforce it at this point.
So they call that deplatforming.
Right.
So they deplatform all these guys. And now these guys are saying you're violating my freedom of speech. But you're not. Your freedom of speech was never violated. And that's what we're going to get into is the First Amendment. What does the actual First Amendment say?
Well, even before that, T, and I know you made the comment that really the government can't do anything about it. But my point was a lot of these sites, shit happens. Guys put these manifestos on these sites that end up doing crazy shit.
Right.
At least watch them, right? That's my point. Sure, they're going to say what they're going to say, and they're going to be their white supremacist or whatever they're going to do there. But it's the other stuff. Because that guy posted that shit before it happened. And if somebody's watching that thing, maybe they can give a heads up to local law enforcement, something.
Right. Well, you know what happened? I mean? You know what ended up happening?
What?
Is the guy posted it, 45 minutes later, the shooting happens. And as soon as media started covering it and everybody caught word of it, all the trolls, all these pieces of shit that are on that website start pubbing the guy. Start, he's a hero, he's this, he's that, and making him into, some kind of modern day saint.
What was the purpose, or why did he say he did it? What was the reasoning? What was he trying to accomplish there?
He hated Mexicans coming across the border.
Okay.
They still don't have a manifesto or a reasoning for the Dayton one.
Right.
But yeah, this one, yeah, they knew flat out. It was racism, it was hatred.
And that's going to sort of take me into my discussion here, T. And we talked about this pre-show. And a good friend of mine, she was talking to me, and she listens to our show too. And she threw this out at me, and she just threw the words out at me. Do you know about this? And I was like, no, not really. And I sort of think it's this. And the term that she said was white fragility.
Mm.
And it's a newer term. And when I started really looking into it, which I sort of gave her some shit the next day, because fuck, man, I got hooked on this thing and was fucking reading this fucking stuff until 1 or 2 in the morning.
I was just going to say, knowing you probably stayed up all night.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so interesting. And what it is there's this professor, and she's an academic educator. Her name's Robin DiAngelo. And she does all these workshops for companies like cultural competency and diversity trainings. She's a big name out there, right?
Right.
And she's the one who coined the phrase white fragility. And basically what she's saying is that the white race is insulated and they don't feel the same stresses as far as racism that any other race of color feels. Even though they can say they have relatives or even other history or family members of people of color, They just don't feel those same stresses. And when I started reading this, I shared it with you and I started talking a little bit as sort of this is what goes on nowadays. And you gave me a good example, right? And we started looking that thing back up and it was on that show, The View.
Right.
You know, what was that?
That was Meghan McCain. So
Right.
somebody was saying something that she deemed to be, they were attacking how people are supporting Israel right now. And she said, well, that's anti-supremacist, that's this and that. And, you know, when you grow up privileged as she has, obviously, she doesn't understand what people are really saying to them. And she started to cry because she felt that they were being anti-Semitic and that they were calling her a racist too.
Well, and that's sort of how this white fragility is when white people are even the thought of them being racist,
Right.
their defense goes up tremendously and they react in different ways because it's something they can't deal with, that stress.
Exactly.
Even if they are, they
Right.
can't deal with it.
They can just finish saying something extremely racist,
Correct.
but then it's that cognitive dissonance. They don't they don't connect the two.
Exactly. And that's what it is. It's any time that, and we're talking about white fragility again, is any time their ideas about race and racism are challenged, they get these feelings.
Right.
And you start thinking about that, T, and put it into context. There's so many people out there like that.
Yeah,
And,
there are.
And the term sort of fits. And you look at it all over the world, T. And I'm not saying this, and I'm definitely not, I don't want to be prejudiced. And we talked about this on another show. And I think that at all points, some people show some sign of being prejudiced or racist. But we won't get into that again. But the term for white fragility doesn't just mean in the United States. It's
No.
all over the world.
Right.
The
European
white
countries.
race is completely different, and they don't feel those racial stresses as anybody of color.
Because they've never had to.
And they never will.
Right.
And that's sort of what this white fragility gets at. And it's just an extremely intriguing topic, T.
It is. It is, especially when you were reading a lot of that stuff to me. You know, you were blowing me up early in the morning because you stayed up all night, you know, researching all this, and you're telling me this stuff right away. And it's crazy. But, you know, it's exactly what we're talking about, though, because the First Amendment, everybody thinks that, you know, you get to just say anything to anyone everywhere. And that's not true.
Absolutely.
That's not how the First Amendment works. The First Amendment really only is applicable to the government. The government cannot silence you. The government cannot do things against you as the First Amendment is concerned.
I think another thing what I was going to say before, you know, we get off track too much, but as an example of white fragility to you, don't you think that if somebody got on this, what was that, 8 something site? What did you call it?
The 8chan.
8chan site and started calling all these people out. You guys are this, you guys are that. How dare you? You guys are ruining the world. You imagine how much
Those
pushback
snowflakes
would get.
would melt.
Right? You know what I mean? And there's that example of white fragility, that defensiveness coming up, that they're even challenging
Right.
that they're racist or racism or anything have to do with them.
Right.
And that's sort of how it goes.
Now, it'll trigger some to get defensive, and then they'll start saying, hell yeah, I am. You know, and then, but that's the fight or flight in them. And then they're going to start wanting to physically fight and challenge them to fighting. You know, that's what it triggers to a lot of guys, especially like the younger, more, the ones that have the masculinity issues and identity problems. You know, that's what they want to do. Okay, fight.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. And that's sort of the response they're looking for anyway.
Right.
You know, they want that confrontation just to sort of make it and spin it around like, look, you guys were just, look at the confrontation is what you wanted.
Right. But see the thing with 8chan right now, everybody's saying, you know, why can't you just tear it down? Well, they can. And that is not a violation of the First Amendment. And then you got the other side that's claiming it is a violation of the First Amendment. That's not protected. You know, and most people think it is, because if the government tears it down, that's one thing.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, but see, the First Amendment, so people just look at it. It's like we talk about like the right to bear arms. So people just hide behind it.
Yeah, and they
a lot of
bullet
people
point
just-
it too.
Yeah, and exactly. They want to say what they want to say, and that's it.
Right.
They want to hear what they want to hear, and that's it.
You know, the other thing too is with the First Amendment, let's say you say something that pisses me off and offends me. Okay? I then claim that you violated my First Amendment rights. No, it doesn't work that way.
Well, no.
You
'cause,
getting,
right?
me getting offended because of something you said has nothing to do with the First Amendment.
Right, because it doesn't matter what everyone else's opinion is.
Correct.
We're protected by our freedom of speech.
Correct.
Right?
Now, the thing with this 8chan, right? Right now, it's struggling to stay online, but it has nothing to do with the government. And that's why the government, even though they know about it, they haven't been able to pull it down, because then they would be violating First Amendment rights unless they do something against the law, right? So like if they put child pornography or anything like that on there.
Right. But they got to monitor it, T.
Okay, but
They got to monitor maybe not that exact site, but these sites like this. There's a lot of sites.
do you want to
out
give
there.
me do you want me to give you the real reason why they're not going to monitor it?
Because of white fragility.
Because
the man is white.
Because the guy in the office right now has spews out of his mouth nothing but hate speech.
Right, exactly.
So why the fuck is anybody going to monitor it?
So even more white fragility is prospering in our nation.
He's a prime
right now.
example of that.
Right?
You got these other guys, what are they called? The something boys out there, like they were
Good
Proud
old boys?
Sorry, the Proud Boys. The Proud Boys.
What
Yes.
the fuck is that?
Oh, they're just a bunch of fucking virgins that just want to fight. They're a bunch of white dudes that are fucking all virgins, and they all claim virginity, and they all, and they just want to go out there and fucking fight. And they've caused fights.
Fight? Like
Physical fight. They've caused fights. With
like where are they?
So they're all over the place. They're actually, what's his name? Travis McGivern or whatever his name is. He formed these guys, and he's a known racist. He's one of the co-founders of Vox. Okay.
I don't know what all this shit is.
The Vox Network. You've seen it. You've seen some of the stuff that they put out. But he was one of the co-founders, and he got booted out for that. But I mean, this guy spews hate speech all the time, and he formed.
So are they here in the States?
They're here in the States.
That's what
they're
I'm
here,
asking.
Yes, they're here in the States. They're all over the States. And anytime there's a protest against any of this stuff,
against anything white,
against any kind of white racial stuff, white fragility, whatever, you have these Antifa protesters.
I like it. You use the term.
Thank
I like
you.
it, man. Yeah.
These guys show up, and then they just start fucking fights. That's their whole thing.
Right. So thinking about that, right, in this term that my friend was talking to me about, it's sort of the basis of racism, right? I mean, it's how they're feeling. It's how the thought of how these white people are feeling.
It's, I think, the psychological basis of what
was sociological.
Or
right?
there you go. Well, yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is? It's a social term of your mental being, right?
Yeah.
And understanding.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? So that's sort of where that white fragility is.
Yeah, absolutely. But you and I can't, we
would never feel that. We would never know that because we're people of color, T.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody would feel that other than people who are white.
Correct.
And it's like you said, especially now, and we've touched on this in our last episodes, it's even more prevalent now because of the fucker we got in our front office.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's basically like, hey, man, it is what it is with this guy now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to stop. It's not going to get any less with him in the office.
No.
And nothing's going to be
worse.
looked at. Yes.
He's ratcheting it up.
Right. So then even the people who don't claim to be racist or voice their opinion on white power or back America back to the way that it should be, if they want to be politically correct, right? They use that fucking term.
MAGA.
Then now you have the people who are quiet, the normal people, like we talked about, feeling a little more empowered because of what's going on. That's even more insulation and more feeling that way and those type of things, right? So it's even gonna make this thing even more widespread.
But going back to like the First Amendment side of that, just based off of what you just said, the people that they're a little bit more quiet, they're a little bit more shy about it, they're not as open about it as the rest are, right? It is so easy for them to be able to take that and put it on paper anonymously on a website. They can type it in. They're behind a keyboard, right? They're keyboard warriors. They could do that because it's fucking easy, right? They don't have to say something to somebody's face. No, let's just hide behind a keyboard and say a bunch of shit.
That's why most of these guys feel empowered now because they can do that.
Right.
They can do it from their mom's couch in their mom's house in their basement.
Correct. Now, 8chan is struggling since the mass shooting. they're struggling to stay online right now. And as we speak, I haven't even, I don't know, but they were almost offline completely.
And why is that?
Well, that's because some of the money that was supporting them, donations and different things like that, plus the web host and everything. The web hosts, they're private entities, so they have the right to refuse service to anybody. A web host, they don't want to be associated with that type of thing.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There's too much heat coming down.
But how do you really
publicly.
know who the web host is?
That shit is easy.
No, I know, but I mean, do you think that other people aren't going to use them because they do those guys? Really?
Oh, they do that all the time. If you pay attention to politics, and I don't want to get into politics, but if you pay attention to politics, you have a channel, a certain channel that is a propaganda arm to the presidency, right? And they say a lot of mean hatred type things. And right now, because of just within this week after the shooting, one of their hosts came out and said white privilege is a hoax. And a shit storm came down after that. All these protests, all this stuff. This guy he lost now. And conveniently, he just went on vacation. You know what I mean? He just conveniently now, because all this shit storm hit, and they just lost a ton more sponsors. They've been losing sponsors since last year.
So basically saying white privilege was a myth.
It's a myth. It's a hoax. It doesn't exist. And that white supremacy is a myth and a hoax.
What?
That dude, I swear to God.
That's the perfect example of white fragility, right?
And this guy is white. Okay.
Well, he has to be because he's insulated. He doesn't feel nothing about it.
Exactly.
And if you challenge him about it, he's going to get defensive.
And that's all he does.
That's the definition of this shit.
That he is the prime example of that. But that's what I'm saying is, so right now, because of all these protests, because people are more what they call woke, right? All these people, they're more woke about everything. So they start protesting and they start calling for boycotts against the sponsors. And so the sponsors are like, fuck, I'm not going to be losing, my customers over this shit. It doesn't matter that much to me. Fuck it. I'm pulling my sponsorship.
Yeah, no, I could feel you. You know what I mean? And that's the real deal. When it starts hitting them with money,
right?
People start doing things different.
So that's why 8chan is struggling. 4chan is still on. I haven't heard of them struggling, but I mean, that's just two websites. There's so many out there that
what I was going
like
to say.
that.
And then there's some that probably have the funding to do whatever they want to do with their host and everything else.
Correct.
So yeah, man, it's tough to get them off, but I recommend reading this book to you, Robin DiAngelo, the White Fragility book.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, man. I got about halfway through and I'm fucking pissed that she told me that night. But, it's great reading and it's just intriguing to understand that side of it. And this woman, this doctor, she's white.
Right.
So it's not like she's looking from the outside in. She's talking from the inside out.
Well, it's like that saying, straight from the horse's mouth, right?
Right. So that's what sort of intrigued me the most when I read the preface. And I was reading about it like, okay, let me sort of see what it's about and sort of a little bit about her, the little bio.
Right.
And the first thing it said is she's a white doctor. And, you start thinking about it that way and the things that she's saying, she is definitely non-biased about her opinions and her beliefs and coining this phrase. And basically she believes in it wholeheartedly and what it is.
She's taking it from a kind of agnostic point of view. She's not taking sides on either one of it. So that's why she's being non-biased. She's being more, in a word, like scientific,
Well, yeah, she's putting it out there what it is. She's not saying this is my opinion of it or anything else. This is what it is. Yeah. Based on her experience, based on what she's done and touched and everything else. And I think it just makes so much sense.
Yeah, she's using the scientific method, which is great. That's what you want.
Right. No, absolutely, T. So I think that's going to close us up for our First Amendment speech and our discussion, T. But that was pretty good, man.
No, that was really good stuff.
And I think we need to get into this a little bit more. And I think at some points we will in other discussions, and I think this white fragility thing is serious and it's real. And I think now that we're at least aware of these things happening, we can coin the phrase and use it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a fragile sense of their being. And when you challenge them of race, how they feel. It's the fragility that they have inside with that.
The funny thing is, before we close on this is, because of what you just said, they always want to say, this is America, blah, blah, blah. You know, I have freedoms to say this. I have freedoms to say that. But they're also real quick to want to take away your freedoms and your rights to do the same thing just because you oppose them.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, as if you're not going their way.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't want you to do anything.
They're quick to want to become a dictator when it comes to that, just because you don't agree with them.
No, I agree with that too, 100%.
So, yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, T, you know, and that's an unfortunate part of our society nowadays. You know, but hey, fuck, man, it is what it is.
Straight up hypocrisy.
It is. All right, man, let's go ahead and get into our next bit, T. But before we do that, man, we got to give a shout out to The Voice, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, folks, we're getting bigger and better. We're doing things here for you. So we got a guy, a professional, who's going to be throwing some stuff at us, T, and we're just going to call him The Voice, man.
We're going to call him The Voice, and you guys might have already heard it when we started going into the hot topic. You're going to hear his first one. You'll hear him from now on.
Yeah, he's going to lead into all our bits. He's going to do a lot of other stuff for us. So we got a lot of stuff coming at you guys. Our show's getting better, T. We're just, we're changing it up. We're going to do things different, man, as much as we can.
We're trying to get it a little bit more professional, a little bit better production quality, but we're still the same two fucking idiots that is always.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That doesn't change. So
no.
It's time to pay some bills.
All right, T. So we got a new sponsor, man. It's Hopsy Beer, bro. You know, they're sort of like the Keurig of beer, man. This thing's sort of neat.
Yeah, we got one now in our studio.
Man, this thing kicks ass, bro. So we tried it tonight. It's just
tried a lot of it tonight.
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to say that, man, but yeah, we did. And this shit's actually tastes pretty good, man. This is great, man. It's like going to a restaurant, going to a bar, and it's right here on our desk.
Yeah, it's great.
There's no mess, no fuss, no nothing, man.
Let's be a little bit more specific. It's on my side of our studio desk, and I've been tapping this thing all night.
Yeah, I know, man. And I keep asking for beers and you just keep shining me on. But anyways, man.
But come on, man. Hopsy, they're bringing fresh beer on tap to the comfort of your own home or office. What's better than that?
Yeah, man. Whether you like IPAs, light beers, stouts, you can enjoy a variety of beer styles from big and small breweries. Not just that, T, but they rotate monthly their stock and what they offer on their website.
Which is a ton of different variety for anybody who likes any type of beer. You're going to give you IPAs. They're going to give you everything.
No, absolutely, man. And you know what? The thing that's the best thing about it, it's so convenient and easy to use.
It is.
You get these things, it looks like a little cartridge, 2-liter cartridge or something. You pop it into their machine, close the machine, turn it on, wait a little bit, let it cool down. And that's it, bro. You just pop the fucking tap and there you go.
Yeah.
You got draft beer like a mother.
I got to get another one for the house now.
No, I fucking love this thing, man.
So do I.
One of the better points too, T, is you don't got to deal with all the cans and bottles and what you're going to do with them. Fuck. I mean,
try recycling.
Not just think of this, T. Right. So whatever else, we've had shows where we dropped an 18-pack, a 24-pack, and we got to pick up all the fucking cans.
No, you yelled at Dr. X to make sure he did it.
Well, because fuck, they get pissed off at us at the other studio because we left our cans.
Well, yeah.
Now there's no cans.
We don't have to worry about that here.
Fuck, dude, this is great. This thing's fucking great. It's just like having a home tap, dude. It's perfect.
So make sure everybody goes to hopsy.beer/II. That's our unique URL for the Double I show. So all of our listeners are going to be able to get something.
Yeah, when you go there, you're going to be able to get the sub-home draft machine, the 2 mini kegs of beer, which is about 2 6-packs. You're going to get 2 limited edition Hopsy glasses and a free membership in the monthly beer club for $99.
That's a hell of a deal there, King.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. But you got to visit their social media too.
Yeah, don't forget about their social media. So they're on Facebook at facebook.com/HopsyBeer. They're on Twitter at twitter.com/Hopsy_beer. And they're also on the gram. And they're at www.instagram.com/Hopsy_beer.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, I really like Hopsy, bro. I'm really onto this stuff, man. Like I said, the convenience is there. You just order this shit. It comes in the mail. You pop it in, man. You got yourself a draft. You know what I mean?
You can't beat it.
You can't, man.
And the value for what you're getting is just unreal. The beer's awesome
too, man.
I'm loving this beer.
I'm all over it, bro. So HOPSY, Hopsy.
The Man's Corner.
So, King, why don't we go into the next thing, which is a review that we have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's our Manscaped review, T. We finally have a fucking sponsor, a real one other than the taco guy. Well, I love the taco guy.
I love Omar Taco Guy.
But this is a real place, dude. Like,
this is a corporation.
They got money. They're giving us money and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, hey, guys, we're going to go ahead and do a review. They sent us some products. I think the first thing we want to talk about, T, is What do you do down there, man? This, Manscaped products are below the belt grooming, bro.
They are.
It's like, it's the best tools for your family jewels, bro.
It is. But what would you say that you did prior to this? Like
I used to get my beard trimmer, dog, and I would just pick up the shaft and fucking whistle around that fucker on the top, on the bottom, cut off as much as I could, man, in the shower, and just fucking that's it.
So your beard trimmer was waterproof?
No, I did in the dry shower.
Oh, the dry shower.
Yeah,
right
just
before you.
so I could fucking push that shit down the drain.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking mess with that shit. It's all over the place.
Nice.
And I might get a little bit out of my botch. You know what I mean? But before my balls go into my ass, you know what I mean? Behind there, a little bit of fur going on down there. But, it really wasn't meant for it, T.
No, it wasn't.
And then about the CSI accident.
Yeah, you talked about that
dude,
before.
So fuck, these things are just, they're not made for doing that shit.
So I got a hair trimmer that I bought, and it was an expensive one. I mean, this shit ain't cheap. And I think it was a beard trimmer as well, but it, gave you that 0 gauge, which is what I was going for because I always do a 0 gauge. But there's times where I nicked it too. Maybe not as bad as your CSI little mishap.
Oh, that was bad. Dude.
Yeah, not as bad as that, but I've nicked myself plenty of times.
I wanted to cry.
That's pretty
when
bad.
It happened, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what did I just do, man? And then fuck, the water hit it. Oh my gosh,
it
dude.
Stung, right?
Yeah, so then I'm like, fuck, I got to cauterize it, dude. And put some alcohol in that thing. Oh, dude. I was running around my place.
You didn't have like hydrogen peroxide
I
or
did.
anything?
I put that on first. And it even was worse. So I was like, fuck it, I just got to keep it clean. So the next day I put alcohol. I thought that would cauterize it. Closed. Nope. Just opened it up more.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's kind of what we've been doing, right? I mean, that's what you've been doing. That's what I've been doing. And I like mine a little bit smoother.
Yeah, no, you used to use Nair and shit.
I used to use Nair.
Yeah, I never got that anyways, dude.
But with that is...
You used to put it on your legs, too?
No.
I'm just asking. Well, you don't have any hair on your legs. I'm wondering what happened. Go ahead.
I have hair on my legs.
You have 3 hairs on your leg, dude. Go ahead.
Anyway, so I would use the Nair, but if you didn't understand the timing and get the timing down, that'll burn the fuck out of you down there, right?
Yeah, again,
because it burns the skin. That's what it does, right?
Do you ever wax your nuts?
No, I haven't done that.
I mean, you
that
probably
just seems
don't have
painful.
You're not a hairy dude, T, so it wouldn't be that bad. But imagine like the 40-year-old virgin, all the hair he had on his chest.
Oh, I'm just thinking about the dude that we used to know that had a sweater on year round.
Yeah, no, we know a few guys like that, but I'm just saying,
I couldn't imagine that. No, hell no.
Are you thinking about Raj?
Yeah.
Oh, oof, man, up across his back?
Yeah, remember when we went to Dodger Stadium and it was during the summer and he had a tank top on and I asked him, I go, hey man, why are you wearing a sweater? And he just gives me this look like, fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, anyways.
And you just laughing and he just,
So we got, each of us got a set of these Manscaped products, T. I got them, you got them. They shot us a couple shirts to rep their stuff.
Some underwear.
Some couple pair of chones.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw my review out.
Yeah, go for it.
So the other day, we got the stuff in the mail. You called me up. I had to come get it from you because you didn't want to take it to me. Appreciate you.
No, why would I?
So I charged up the 2.0, the lawnmower 2.0. Got ready, man. Did my stuff in the morning. Had to then go somewhere in the afternoon on the weekend. Before I go out, I'm going to go ahead and give myself the treatment, bro. I have the hair and body wash.
Right.
I have the cologne. Right? It's what they say, right?
Yeah.
Don't use cologne. Go home alone. Right? So I was going to use some cologne.
Okay. So you used their cologne.
So I plugged in the 2.0 before I took off in the morning to make sure it was charged when I got home. Was fully charged in a couple hours when I got home.
Mm-hmm.
Unplugged it. Went into the dry shower. First went with the lowest guide. Because I was like, I'm not trusting the 0 blade, man. You know what I mean? I'm just not.
Yeah.
So I got a little fear of flying right now. You know what I mean? So I did the lowest guide and did great. So you know what, man? I got to go for it. Got to stop being a puss. Take the guide off. So I went 0 blade. Nothing snagged. Nothing caught. Smooth as a baby's ass. It was fucking pretty good. I was like, man, this is good. I felt like fresh. You know what I mean? Like if I was clean under there. So I got out, dried my nuts off, followed the directions on the crop preserver.
Right.
Which is the ball deodorant.
Right.
And stood underneath a fan or above a fan to air dry my nuts.
Right.
Because you got to air dry your nuts.
Yeah, and you wanted to kind of speed up the process.
So yeah, I just towel dried them, but there's still like your skin's a little sticky until it gets completely dry.
Yeah.
So it got dry. I put the crop preserver on. Then you have to let that air dry.
Right.
So I was swinging my balls in my place for about 10 minutes, as I wanted this shit to work, right? Then I put the cologne on, and man, I went out, dude, my fucking sack felt great. I'm not bullshitting, dude. Like, it felt like, hey, you know, it's pretty good. Like, it wasn't sticking to my leg. It was pretty hot out.
Yeah.
Man, I just felt good all night. You know, and I sort of wanted to I went out on a date. Not a date, but a date. And I sort of wanted to share it with her, but I didn't know how to do it, you know?
You didn't know how to break the ice about it?
Yeah, I was going to stick my hand down my pants like, here, check it out, smell it. It doesn't even smell bad. You know what I mean? But I didn't know how to do it, man. But, dude, those fucking products are amazing, T.
You know, so that night you didn't need the crop reviver then.
No, I didn't even take it.
Right.
And that's like the sort of freshen upper.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just throw a little spray
it's
down
a toner
there. Yeah.
/ refresher.
Exactly.
You know.
I'm just saying this, man. You know, I mean, dude, I like this stuff. And honestly, in my years on this earth, I really wasn't about ball deodorant and shit like that.
Well, yeah, you would always talk shit to me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know, man. To me, personally, my review is a thumbs up on all of it. You know, they got a really good package right now with the 2.0. So, I mean, you get everything basically that they can give you for like $70. 70 some bucks.
75, I think.
Yeah, man. So you use our code to get 20% off of that. It's worth a try, man.
Yeah, you use the code double, you're going to get 20% off, plus you're going to get free shipping.
Exactly. So, I mean, to me, I think these products are good. They're great, actually, because I've never used anything on my nuts.
Right.
And this stuff's formulated. It doesn't itch. It doesn't burn me. It doesn't do nothing else down there. Fuck, I'm good to go, bro. I'm going to keep on this shit.
So I love that, especially with the fact that you've never done this type of stuff before, used any products or even tried to do any of this stuff, especially, you know, that bad experience with having a 0 gauge going on. I've been doing this type of stuff for years, right? But there really hasn't been something like this, like a Manscaped type of thing where you have all these different products that do all these different things. Shit, man, I've been using baby powder just to try to feel refresh down there.
Yeah, I never felt that, man. You always told me, put powder down there, bro. I'm thinking, man, I'm going to make cake batter, bro.
Well, you kept saying masa, right? You know, it's what it is.
That's how I'm going to walk around, dude. That's the sound I'm going to make.
That's pretty gross.
That's how it's going to sound, dude. It's like cake batter in my ass.
All right. Now, for somebody who's been using this type of product for years, my first thing was, okay, I don't know about this, right? I don't see any dry product, but I'm going to give it a shot, right? Because I'm thinking baby powder keeps you dry, that type of thing. I don't see anything that's like that. So how the hell is this stuff going to really work?
Right.
You know, so you told me, hey, man, have you tried this yet? And I said, no, I haven't charged it yet. I haven't charged the 2.0. I haven't done any of that yet. So you are like, nah, you got to do it. You got to do it. So I did it. Obviously, 0 gauge went straight on. Man, the first thing I noticed was that trimmer is extremely quiet. That thing is like whisper quiet compared to the trimmer that I had that cost me, you know, almost as much as that whole entire package of Manscaped. Secondly, it was so butter smooth. It was crazy. No nicks, no snags, no nothing.
Didn't it fit in your hand pretty good too, T?
It fit great, you know, and I'm thinking, fuck, this thing is... Now, the only thing that I'm going to say that I would like to see maybe in a future build of this, because, you know, they have the 1.0 and the 2.0. They got two different kinds. One's a battery powered and one's the rechargeable one.
Right.
Okay. The only thing that I'm going to say that I would like to see in the future is one that will go on a base that you can recharge, you know, on a base, because the recharger is just a plug-in and it's at the bottom, right? Like a cable, you know, but I'd like to see one that you could drop into a base, like a base.
Maybe we can send them, like some info,
yeah,
a comment.
Yeah, exactly.
What about the products, OT? What do you think?
But the products themselves, you know, I use the crop cleanser, and you know me, I go straight razor on my nuts, right? I like it smooth. And I was a little...
So you use the plow?
I used the plow, and I was a little hesitant because I wasn't sure, man. This thing is a single edge. It's like a straight razor. I was like, oh, man, if I nick myself, you know, I was a little worried. No, not even close. That thing was a champ. So smooth. Loved it.
Got it all in one swipe.
Got it all, man.
One swipe?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it was just like about as big as a peanut. So one swipe, it'd do you.
Shut up, Dick.
I mean, just saying. Didn't mean to put that out there, T.
Yeah.
But what about the products, man? Did you do the hair gel and the hair wash?
I did the crop
gel?
preserver, like you said.
Yeah.
Well, I did the crop cleanser. That's what I'm saying. That's the body wash. I did the crop cleanser.
What'd you think of the fragrance?
I liked it. You know, it's not a fragrance that I normally would use, so I wasn't too sure about it. but I actually ended up really liking it.
It sort of wakes you up.
It does,
bit, right?
you know,
Doesn't sort of refresh you a little bit.
It kind of does, and that's
You know
what I was.
mean?
I was
So,
like,
yeah, I felt that.
yeah. When I first opened it, I was like, I don't know, we'll see. But I kind of started digging it, you know. Then I used that crop preserver, like you told me. You're like, dude, you got to air dry. Follow the instructions, and I did, dude. No baby powder, no nothing like that afterwards, and I was a champ. And I did do the crop reviver, you know, because you're out, you're running errands, you're doing this. It was on a weekend, right? And it's hot around here. So I did the crop reviver when I came home. Fuck, that thing was awesome.
What,
you know,
it just like deodorized your nuts again? Set 'em
yeah,
down,
it just kind of like, you know, it's almost like taking, you know, the crop preserver, but it's in like a spritzer bottle, right? So it kind of just gives you that little, it's like taking a mint, you know, just, and it just refreshes it. It's crazy. You know, once that thing dries, it feels great. You know, seriously. You know, they got a couple other things that we haven't tried yet that I'm really wanting to try now. They got a foot duster, which I don't really use. I don't really have stinky feet like you. But the one that I really want to try is the crop mop. It's a moist ball refreshing wipe. So you know how you have those like you know, baby wipes and things like that? It's like a baby wipe for your fucking nutsack.
I thought you wanted the mints because I was thinking not like you needed it or nothing. But I was just thinking the mints too.
Oh, you could use the mints for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, fuck, dude, I want to try that crop mop now. I'm telling you, I'm getting into this. Look, guys, I mean, despite the fact that these guys are a sponsor for us, despite the fact that, you know, now we're starting to rep them, regardless of all that stuff, these guys are good. You're going to love this. You're going to get into it. You got to use it. You know, your woman will thank you for that shit.
No, yeah, I think women will really dig this shit. It's you know, it's part of the grooming, right?
Right.
It's what we talk about. I think chicks really dig that, and they're more into that than the guy not grooming.
Well, yeah, I mean, just think about all the chicks that really didn't want to do anything with you because you wouldn't groom for a while.
Oh, because I had a Zohan going?
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
But reach into the bush, lady. You'll pull something out. See what you pull out. Giggity, giggity. Giggity, giggity.
Think about that, though, man. I mean, how nasty is it for them?
Well, I mean, depends. Maybe they like it.
Yeah, some are into it. Yeah, it takes all kinds, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, with all kinds. So I figured, hey, man, I might as well throw it out there.
Why not? Yeah, why not, right?
I mean, I had problems like, you know, there were times where I just didn't feel like buying another trimmer. My trimmer went out and I didn't do nothing down there for a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little furry down there. But hey, it is what it is.
You know, the other thing is on the plow. You know, the plow, man, it's a straight razor, but that thing, did you try it? Have you?
No, man, I don't do that.
I know you. That's why I'm asking.
I'm
first.
not going to do that down there.
Okay,
bro.
but you took it out of the case, right?
Yeah, I'm a bigger guy, T, and I just don't think I can really get the angle on it.
Right.
That'll make me comfortable.
Yeah. Well, see,
I'm
and that's the thing. That's for me. I was like, I was a little nervous.
Like a mirror on the floor or something.
Right.
I just don't think I can.
I was
do
a
that,
little
man.
nervous at first, but you know what? The plow, I got to tell you, that thing is solid steel. It's got a heavy weight to it, and it feels really good in the hands. And it's so smooth. I loved it. The other thing is, on the lawnmower, did you know that the blade is replaceable? I was thinking, okay, where's the blade oil? You know how you get a trimmer and they always have the blade oil and everything?
Oh, yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, because you got to maintain it. But this, you don't have to do that because the blade pops out. And it's like a little safety guide with the blade. It all pops out. And then you can buy a new one for, I think it's $15 or something like that. And you just put it back in. So it's pretty awesome, man. I'm loving it.
No, yeah, I didn't even know that feature, dude, because I figured, fuck, it's a disposable piece of shit like all the other ones.
Right.
But that's sort of cool, man. They're sort of telling you that this thing's going to last.
Right.
And one of the other things that they rep and they pub is this is made in the USA.
See, and it's super high quality. So
Yeah.
I can believe that 100%.
And I'm sort of thinking that, you know what I mean? This thing's going to last a little bit longer. It's going
Right.
to be a little bit better for me.
Right.
I mean, all the other stuff, Chinese made shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just made here in the USA, man. Quality people, quality parts.
Right.
So, I mean, we know what we're getting.
We know what we're getting exactly. And you know, the other thing is just because, you know, because of all that, you know, these guys, yeah, it's $75 to get the first package. But you know what? With a 20% discount code, $75 free shipping, it's worth it. Because to your point, what you just said, think about it. That stuff's going to last. You're going to want to use more and more of the product, all of the other product with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the product's good. And you know what? The product, that crop preserver, the ball deodorant,
Yeah.
you don't need a lot.
No, a
You know,
little
you just
goes a
put
long way.
a little bit on there and you know, just rub it around your palm or whatever, and then pick your big daddy up and rub it all over your sack.
Yeah.
You're good, dog.
Yeah.
No, I was good with it. Yeah.
What are those little Chinese balls that you kind of roll around like a...
Oh, the meditation balls?
The meditation balls that you roll
we used
around?
to have those, man.
Right.
We used to do that shit all the time.
So you just do that with your nuts with that.
Oh, I do that with my nuts, not for that.
Okay, well, you could do it with that. There you go.
No, because then I'll just use it all up real quick, dude. So, all right. So overall, T, what's your rating on this stuff?
Oh,
man? What do you
10
think?
out of 10 for sure.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. And I was going to be a little bit harder, but I'm thinking right there too, only because I've never done stuff like that.
Right, and I have.
And this being my first experience, I expect a little bit of a letdown. I didn't get it. And that's sort of what, sort of got me a little bit like, fuck, everything's working right here. So maybe it's just because the first
something's a little
time.
too good.
Yeah, it's the first time.
Right.
So the second day, let me go through this shit again. Hey, it did the same thing. All right, well, hold on. And I'm still new.
Yeah.
Day 3, same thing. Felt the same way. Man, I like the products.
I'm with you with that.
I really do, man.
I'm with you because I've been doing this type of stuff for a long time now. And I got to tell you, this is the cream of the crop.
Crop preserver.
Crop preserver, but it's the cream of the crop. I mean, really it is. These guys are top notch.
I agree with you, man.
If you're a guy,
are designed for that.
Yeah, if you're a guy and you're listening to this fucking craziness right now, you got to get it.
Absolutely,
you got to get it.
The thing is that it's made for that.
Right.
Okay, it's not made for your beard.
Don't use it on your beard.
Yeah, exactly. Don't use it on your beard, guys. I was thinking about doing that.
Don't use the same trimmer on your face as you would on your balls.
That's just nasty.
That's just nasty.
Right on, man. So let's go ahead and move on, T. Go to our next subject.
Did you know?
Did you know, T? That's right, man. We can't even really jump into it because the voice kills us. You know what I mean? But this is our Did You Know section, T.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and take this one.
This one's you.
Yeah, we got our Manscaped review going on, so we're just going to throw it out there. Harry Carey. The word barber is derived from the Latin word barba, which translates to beard, T. Did you know? Did you know?
I do now.
Did you know?
I feel informed.
Well, really, in, Spanish, that's how you say beard anyway, is barba.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not Barbara. Barba.
Barbara?
Yeah, Barbaran.
Yeah, there you go.
Who sang that song, Tom? Barbaran. Barbaran.
Yeah, I don't know. It's from the 50s, right?
Yeah, iconic, right?
Yeah. I don't know who it was, though. We'll have to. Hey. Well, okay, we haven't even shouted out to Dr. X at all today. Hey, Dr. X.
Dog.
Can you.
Dude, I can't see him, and he's in the. Oh, man.
See? Now afterwards, he's going to get all butthurt, man.
Well, it's your fault, T, because you started popping the fucking hop seed before we started our show, man.
Yeah. Guys, we got another sponsor that we're going to be talking about.
So you guys will hear a little bit of a commercial in this episode, too.
Yeah.
But we got a new sponsor, man, and T's just fucking pouring this thing like a madman.
We have it set up in the studio on our desk.
How much did they say are in those little kegs?
67 ounces.
What is that, like a 6-pack?
Yeah.
Less than a 6-pack.
No, it's about a 6-pack, they said.
Well, it's 12 ounces times 6 is 72.
Okay, they said it's about a 6-pack, so.
Well, we've already gone through 2 of them?
Yeah.
Well, we're on our second one, and that thing's already beeping that it's low.
Yeah.
And you got to stop pouring that shit, dude.
Why?
Because we got a show to do.
I'm doing both. I can multitask.
All right. Yeah, barba, beard. You got it?
Yeah, barba,
right,
beard.
All right, man. So let's go ahead and move on, T.
And now, sports.
So, we just did a fantasy football edition number 3, T. I thought it was pretty... Oh, yeah. It's all popping right now, T. The preseason started yesterday. A lot of games on it. I know you don't have any shares in preseason games. But
I don't.
Dude, I just get so much info out of them and everything else.
To be fair, I watched the Chargers preseason game. It was on.
The first game, they usually don't play anybody. Maybe they play one series. Second game, they might play, a couple series. Third game, they're really playing a little bit more. But that last game, they're playing the whole first half. So it's sort of good, man. I like it. I like to see the guys on the bench. I like to see guys fighting for the job. So, we got a little bit of NFL news that we're just going to touch on a little bit, T. It's just Zeke still holding out.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon not making any progress. All I keep hearing on the Zeke thing is it's going to get done. Jerry Jones is going to pay him. He already put an offer on the table. He said he's going to pay him in a top 5 range. He wants to be in a top 3 range. So they'll get the done. What do you think about that?
I think they're going to get it done, but I think it's going to extend a little bit further more. I think he's going to miss probably 3, if not all, of preseason.
Yeah, preseason doesn't matter to me. I think that's a great thing that he doesn't even touch the preseason. This guy's carried the ball 350 times the last 3 seasons. He needs that break.
And that could be some of the reason why he's doing it too.
Absolutely is. You know what I mean? He's tired of getting beat up and he don't need to go back in right now. He's in Cabo working out on the beach. He's fine. He's not getting in game shape, but he's keeping in shape enough.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are like that.
You know, and the reality is they talk about this. And I want to throw this at you too, T. If it was your choice and you got to pay only 2 of these guys because their big 3 is up for a contract, who do you pay out of Dak, Zeke, or Amari Cooper? Who of those 2 out of those 3 do you pay?
Zeke and Dak.
And why is that?
The reason why is because, okay, Dak's your quarterback, right? I don't see them moving off of him. So you kind of got no choice with that, right? They're not going to replace. He's a franchise guy for them, right? Zeke, he's a beast. He's a monster. Let's face it. When Zeke was not there, when he was suspended, there was no Dak. Dak couldn't get shit done because they couldn't do anything, right? Amari Cooper, yes, he commands the, double teams and things like that because he's a number 1 receiver. But at the same time, you can get another guy out there. I think you can replace Amari Cooper a lot easier than you could a Zeke.
Yeah, no, I think in the opposite here. I think the exact opposite. I think you can find a replacement that'll give you 80% of Zeke pretty easily. And the thing that you're not really thinking or you didn't mention was that even when Zeke's there and they didn't have Amari Cooper, they still weren't doing that great. Adding Amari Cooper opened up something that they hadn't had in a long time, even when Des Bryant was there. Somebody could take the top off the defense. And in the 6 or 7 games he played with them, he had 2 100-yard games, and one was actually a 200-yard game. I just think that his presence there is much more long-term suited for them because he's still young.
Right.
Than how many years Zeke has left. Because the reality is we know once those running backs hit the wall, and this guy's just toted the ball a ton. At some point, he's just going to hit him. He's touched that ball 350 times the last 4 or 5 seasons, bro. They're just working this guy to death. That's why he finally said, you know what, you got to pay me, guys.
Yeah, he's got to get
doing
his
this
payday
every
before
year.
he's done.
And they're probably telling him, look, we're going to ramp you down this year. Don't worry about it, bro. At the end of the year, he's still fucking touching that thing 350 times.
Right.
Come on, guys. If you're going to keep doing that, then fucking pay me.
Yeah, you're killing me.
So I think they're going to get that done. The one I'm worried about, and I sort of think that San Diego's going to fuck this guy over, is Melvin Gordon.
They are going to fuck him over.
Duke Johnson just got traded to Houston because Houston let go of Deontay Foreman.
Right.
And I thought they were clearing room for Melvin Gordon. And they traded for Duke Johnson. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, I'm just worried about what Melvin Gordon's going to do and where he's going to wind up.
The Chargers have a history of doing that.
Not just that, but they're sort of past structured anyway. And because they've had to deal with Melvin Gordon being out of the lineup the last 2 years, they know what they got in Eckler and Justin Jackson. And I think they can really, or they feel they can really get the production out of both those guys as Melvin Gordon would give them. So I don't think they're going to budge, T. I think they're going to stick right where they are.
No, you're probably right. I think that they're going to end up trading him.
Yeah, no. So
I just don't know to who. Like who's out there that's going to be. I mean, you just said Houston, but Houston, now that they've already shored that up, I don't see that happening now.
No, but I think there's a few teams that could probably do something, dump, with their main guy and probably upgrade quite a bit, if they're in a position like that. But there's not many teams like that are in contention.
In contention, yeah.
Correct.
And that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, who's in contention other than maybe like a Kansas City?
Possibly. That's the only other one I was thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what would you have to give up for that? And are they willing to give that up?
Right.
That's the thing. Everyone's devaluing this position like we talked about.
So you get a 3rd rounder maybe?
Yeah, but think of that, man. I'm going to give up Melvin Gordon, top 5 guy, for a 3rd rounder. It's like Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
You basically at that point just whoever will take him will take whatever you give me.
Right. For a bag of balls.
Yeah. Manscaped balls?
If you'd like.
With a little crop preserver
on
That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, NFL's starting to pump right now. We record on Fridays, T, so there were some games tonight. I'm really not watching them. I'm a little bit pissed. I'll watch them tomorrow because they're all recorded. But yesterday was a pretty big game day. Most of the weekend was played yesterday on Thursday.
Yeah.
And there were a couple rookies that really stood out, and I want to talk about them a little bit.
And go for it.
One of them was David Montgomery for the Bears.
Oh, yeah.
Had a 7-yard touchdown run that was just awesome.
That was
fucking came
nice.
into the line, did a big jump cut to the left, like fucking Matrix.
I feel like the Swami
to the left, yeah. And just fucking barreled his way into the end zone. I think the guy's going to have a good year.
He's going to be a monster.
The other one to me, and I want to throw this out to you because I know you follow this quite diligently like I do, but did you see Daniel Jones yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
The guy from New York?
Yeah.
Did you at least see the highlights?
I did.
The guy no one dropped a pass.
He went 5 for 5 or 6 for 6 or something like that.
With pretty good yardage,
Yeah.
man, and moved him down the field in his one drive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, here's the worst thing, T. I was watching.
I'm rolling my eyes right now, guys, everybody.
I'm just saying this, though. They got themselves the reincarnation of Eli Manning. I am not lying to you, bro. It was because I've been watching that training camp live on the NFL Network.
Right.
And they showed these guys, like the cameraman was rolling and it was like their backs were to him on the sidelines. He slouches the same. They walk the same. They were pointing at something and they both pointed. It's like,
They're both awkward and goofy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's like you're kidding me. But that's what they wanted.
That fucking vanilla.
Yeah.
Give me vanilla flavor, everything.
White fragility. Anyway,
I think that ownership group is probably suffering from that.
Anyway, man. So, yeah, moving on from that, man. So, I think we're getting a little bit MLB right now, T. You got any? I mean, I know you were a little bit hot last week. You're saying everyone's really jumping on that Houston Astro bandwagon.
Yeah, kind of pissing me off.
And I'm hearing that too. But you know what? Hey,
But you know what? Okay, Greinke won his first outing with them, but it wasn't because of him. It was because he got 2 late home runs that fucking put him over the top.
And I know you're saucy with Greinke.
I'm very fucking saucy,
dude, he's the number 3 now. He's still the best number 3 in the league.
I disagree.
Who's better? In a rotation, who's the 3rd best pitcher and who's better than Greinke?
You can have Hungjin Ryu.
He's not a number 3. He's a number 1. If he's not a number 1 and you're saying Kershaw's still the number 1 of the Dodgers, he's a number 2.
Bueller is.
And Bueller's not.
Bueller's a number 3.
No, he's not. Kershaw's the number 3.
Okay,
so
then Bueller's the number 2.
Right.
Then Kershaw's number 3, and Kershaw's still better than fucking Greinke.
Again, I think it's sort of, you can argue semantics there, buddy, because it's sort of, I mean.
Kershaw's perfect at home this year. His ERA, overall ERA is only a 2.76. Greinke's at like fucking almost 5.6 ERA. Come on.
Okay, I know you're hating on him, dude. All I'm saying is I still think he's top 3, number 3 starters in the league. I don't give a fuck.
See how much mental gymnastics you have to do now?
Mental gymnastics? Dude, I just want to try to fucking get past this bit because you're ready to choke me for talking about Greinke again.
I'm going to fucking come over that table now.
But what I'm saying is that Houston now has a better team, but they got to fix the guys that are hurt. Springer and Correa, these guys got to get healthy. And I talked about that. I don't think they're going to even make any noise unless those guys get healthy. Their pitching staff's ridiculous. And I told you their best pitcher isn't Verlander, it's Garrett Cole.
Right.
In his last outing again, he just broke a record for strikeouts before the break. His next outing after the break, he had like 12. Then his next one, he had 8. Last one he just had like yesterday was 10. This guy's sick right now. That's a kid from UCLA.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I mean, MLB still got like, 6 months to go before the playoffs?
Probably.
Like 8 months or something?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll be talking about this for the next till 2020. And then we'll start talking about the playoffs in baseball. Is that how it works? The fucking season's so long.
Well, yeah.
162 games.
Plus,
did I tell you the story of how the NBA got their number?
No.
Some genius, because baseball was around before the NBA,
right,
decided that's the most followed sport right now. Let's just play half the games. So in the inception of the NBA, it was an 81-game schedule.
Really?
81 games. And then he decided afterwards, you know what, that number's just a little oddball. And they moved to 30 teams. They changed it to 82.
Right.
And that's where it stands. But that's why it all started half as long as baseball season.
That I did not know. That would have been a Did You Know segment.
Oh, we can still put it in there. Fuck, nobody will figure it out.
Why are you saying nobody's listening?
No, actually, we got people listening. But fuck it.
Listening.
Dude, if we roll that in like 5 episodes, people can be like, fuck yeah, bro. They're going to remember. People are stoned right now, drinking beers.
Well, that's all our demographic is.
And you got to stop drinking beers, dog.
Why? I'm actually, look at this. Nothing. I'm out.
All right, good, man. Yeah, we're out of another keg already, dude.
So?
Fuck. What do you mean so, dude? We only got so many.
No, Dr. X, send out an email to the sponsors. Say, you got to send some more. Please.
Well, yeah, please.
Please. Pretty please.
I think we're going to move on, man. See what the voice has to say for us.
And now a word from our sponsors.
All right. Yeah, T. So you know what? Man, have you ever nicked your nuts trying to shave them, bro?
Yeah.
Dude, I told you I bought that trimmer a couple weeks ago, dude. Well, it was actually a couple months ago, dude, and it just fucking killed me. I thought it was a badass brand new trimmer, and it's the same one I use on my beard. But I took the guard off, and I just had a CSI accident, bro. It looked like I fucking committed suicide in my bathroom.
Okay, all right.
I mean, that thing was just all over the place.
Seriously,
bro.
what the fuck, King? Okay, that's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. They have that lawnmower 2.0, man. It has proprietary skin-safe technology. That shit ain't gonna happen. That trimmer won't nick or snag your sack.
Oh, you're right, man. I started using the lawnmower 2.0 about a week ago, bro. Have you used that thing?
I have.
Dude, it's not gonna fucking chew up your nuts.
I know. I love that.
Fuck, dude. I was so happy when I used it, bro. But not just that, man. There's a sleek design in that thing. You just have a little push button on your thumb, bro.
Oh, it's great. And it's whisper quiet. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm just telling you, man.
When you're talking quality, I was so impressed with that quality.
Not just that, dude, but I was sitting there and I was thinking, man, hesitance, you know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah,
of
they
course.
say that. I did it with one of the guards, and they give you some guards to go with it. And the guards are easy to work, man. You put them on. But I was like, you know what, dude? I want to go a little bit lower than that, so I'm going to go zero blade. Dude, no problem.
No problem. I go zero blade all the time, as you know. And never had a problem.
Dude, manscaping accidents are finally a fucking thing of the past, bro.
Why would you ever want to use the same thing that you use on your face as you would on your balls? That's just nasty.
That's nasty, dog.
That's just nasty.
Yeah. Manscaped also has other products, dude. Have you tried the crop preserver?
Love it.
It's a fucking deodorant for your nuts.
Love it.
Did I tell you the first time I used it? Oh, my balls felt like silk all day.
Yeah.
You know how you get like a little bit like, I don't even want to use the term, dude, but almost like slimy, like a little squishy down there.
Well, you get a little gamey.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, it didn't happen, dude. I was like, fuck, this is great. Dude, I'm all over Manscaped, dude. I love this stuff. But I tell you what, man, if our listeners, if they use our promo code,
which is double,
they're going to get 20% off and free shipping of any order on Manscaped.
So remember, when you go to manscaped.com and you go to checkout, at the point of checkout, you want to use that code double for the Double I Show. And you are going to be able to get 20% off plus that free shipping.
Always use the right tools for the job, bro.
Your balls will thank you.
Remember, guys, you can get 20% off and free shipping with that code. You just can't beat it, guys. You got to try this stuff. It's the best out there. Support for the Double I Show comes from Manscaped, who is #1 in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
What the fuck news?
All right,
yeah.
Let's get into this one, man.
News, dude. Yeah, for sure. So,
I'm kind of excited about this one. The first one, though, I think we go with. We're gonna let you lead in on this one because this was one that you were cracking up about.
No, absolutely, man. So this is just it's a disturbing story, T.
It is?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
I kind of found it funny, but
so we started talking about like fucking Area 51, right?
Right.
So this thing's going on over there, and actually one of my boys, Omar, the taco guy, we were talking about the Area 51 stampede or whatever they were trying to do, right?
Yeah.
So these kids at Lollapalooza, they decided, you know what, man? Fuck it. We're going to do the same kind of thing, bro. We're going to mass together, and we're going to storm the gate. They can only get so many of us.
Really?
So the masses are going to get in, bro.
And did they?
Well, they had like 10 or 12 cops there.
Yeah.
They had probably anywhere from 50 to 80 people. They really weren't sure who stormed the gate.
Yeah.
Out of those 10 or 12 cops, they only caught one person, bro.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah. One person. Nobody gained entry. They stopped them.
So it's like the perimeter gates?
Right.
Like those outer ones that you got to go through and all that?
Yeah. So they didn't, anybody gained entry, but they only arrested one person, bro. Some dude with one leg.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, dude. So
why would you do that?
Because it wasn't me, bro. It was a one-legged man.
It wasn't me.
It was a one-legged man.
Everybody gets those weird references.
But come on, dude. They show him, dude. They're hooking this guy up, fucking clinking him and dragging him with his one leg, dude.
That bullshit.
That is so fucked up. But that was at Lollapalooza, dude.
You know what that is? That's an inept cop, man. That's somebody who does it, who's fucking lazy as shit.
That's Chicago PD. Well, that's 10 or 12 inept cops.
Right. Well, but the one that caught him, here, I caught one at least.
Oh, he wanted to get a little star? He wanted to get the gold star?
Yeah, he probably zeroed in on the one dude with the bum leg, right? And he's going for it.
Hey, can you tell if the guy with the bum leg's white? He looks white, huh?
He looks white.
Yeah.
What's Chicago? You know, there's a lot of white people.
There's some white people there.
Look at him. Yeah, he's white.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, you're right.
I'm looking at this right now. He's walking in cuffs and everything. That's messed up, man.
Oh, poor fucker, dude. Wasn't me, bro. It was a one-legged man.
That's so messed up.
So fucking 50, 60 people tried to storm this thing. All they got was a one-legged man. That's horrible, dude.
And I would slap, if I was that police chief, I'd slap him around and say, what the fuck are you doing?
He's going to get merit for it.
This is stupid. You know how much bad PR that is?
Anyway, man, let's go to the next story, T. You go ahead and take this one.
All right. So this one's kind of near and dear to my heart because, you know, me, I'm a big time metalhead. I love heavy metal. I know you do too. We kind of grew up on this stuff, but remember, everybody always says, you know, oh, you can't listen to that. It rots your brain, this and that. Well, actually, there was a study that came out recently by somebody. He's a PhD psychologist who happens to be a metalhead himself. So I don't know if it's a little biased and a little skewed, but this is what it's saying. It says a recent study has posted that the listening to heavy metal is actually good for the mental health of the fans of the genre. So the results fly in the face of past thinking that caused moral panic around music, often focused on accusations of devil worshipping or illicit sex, and align metal music with the whole plummeting mental health type of thing.
I like illicit sex. Go ahead.
Oh, I know you do, right?
Yes.
So despite the often violent lyrical content in some heavy metal songs, recent published research has shown that fans do not become sensitized to violence. All right, so which casts doubt in the previously assumed negative effects to the long-term exposure of the music. So the researchers saying, indeed, studies have shown long-term fans have happier in their youth and better adjusted in the middle age compared to their non-fans counterparts. So if you listen to metal, you know, when you're a youth and as you get older, you're a little bit more adjusted, man. The other thing it starts doing is he's trying to say from a scientific standpoint that people who are heavy metal fans actually know how to argue from a scientific perspective rather than a pure emotional one. And he's saying that heavy metal can promote scientific thinking, but alas, not just listening to it. Educators can prompt specific scientific thinking by poising claims such as listening to certain genres of music is associated with violent thinking. By examination of the aforementioned accusations of violence and offenses, okay, which involved world-famous artists, Cradle of Filth, Ozzy Osbourne, and Marilyn Manson, students can engage in scientific thinking by exploring logical fallacies, research design issues, and thinking biases. So this is great. This is all, I mean, they're saying that it's really, really positive for your mental health and you're fucking smarter for it.
So basically, in everything you just said right now, it's basically this guy's coming out and saying that these things can promote different types of thinking, and it can promote even some questions associated with, you know, other things, right? Like,
right.
You know, exploring logical fallacies and design issues and thinking biases, right?
Right. So you're more in tune to be able to identify them and counterpoint them in a logical manner.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit, dude.
No, I think it's fucking great.
Well, yeah, just because me and you can do that doesn't mean that the average metalhead can.
Well, it depends on how much weed they smoke, too.
Well, that's the whole point. It's not just the weed. They're doing a lot of shit. We just didn't get into that. Yeah, exactly. Imagine if we would have got into that when we were young.
Right.
We got no brain left.
None.
Right? I'm changing tires at the fucking, you know what I mean?
At the local Walmart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so.
No, but I think this is positive, though. This is some good shit.
I think, to me, T, I think the guy didn't touch on one of the main drivers of the mental health of these guys is the drug use. I mean, when we were young, dude, you know it. Right? I mean, every one of those concerts, there were kids laid out.
Oh, all the time.
Right? And just taking things they don't even know what's going to happen to them. And who knows what happened to them. Maybe they got addicted. Maybe something else happened, which I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
At some point.
At some point. You're right.
And I think that has a big, big effect on it, more so than, I mean, every music culture has some kind of, drinking, intoxication, whatever it is. But heavy metal, there was a lot of drugs, man.
There's a lot of drugs, because even if you weren't into drugs, you're around it. I mean, how many times you just walk into a show and there's, bud smell everywhere?
You know that I was a roadie for my buddy for a while. I
Right.
did some stuff with that. Stuff's just ridiculous,
Hey,
dude.
speaking of roadies, what's going to happen, man? I thought we were going to get Frenchie in.
Yeah, no, I got to deal with Frenchie, man. And I told him I'm going to bring him on. And this guy's great, man. He's a roadie. He's one of my good friends. He works for 3G. I told you,
Yeah.
Jay and those guys over there and Hal. I really love 3G, those guys. Shout out to you, 3G. But we're going to get Frenchie on here, man. I got to work up an interview for him. But this guy's he's been around the world. With
That's what I'm
concerts,
saying,
dude.
man. You just mentioned roadie, and I'm like, fuck, Frenchie would be perfect for this.
No, absolutely. And you're right, man. So we're going to get Frenchie on here pretty soon, man. So you guys can listen to him. And then, we're going to.
He's seen it all, done it all.
Done it all, man.
Yeah.
We're going to ask him some good questions. And that's what I just got to draw up a good interview for him, T. But I'll get on it.
Okay, good. You
'Cause
better.
I'm not going to let Dr. X do that shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. You better do it.
Yeah, man. So getting past this mental health thing, you know what, man? I mean, it is what it is. I think, why doesn't he talk about the reduction of being able to hear, your hearing deprivation?
Because it wasn't about that.
So everyone is able to think better, but you can't hear shit.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
What was that?
What'd you say? Fuck, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I know. That ringing when you come out of a concert with your ears just ringing and blasting is just crazy sometimes.
Oh, and it lasts for days.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then if you
yeah.
went to like another concert before it stopped, you were double
you're
fucked.
double fucked,
yeah,
man.
fuck yeah, dude. Fuck.
No, the festivals, those are the ones that get you.
Well, not just that too, but did you ever hear of an earplug back then?
Never.
Fuck, right? Exactly.
I think I saw one or two dudes wearing earplugs, and I'm thinking,
pussy.
what a fucking pussy.
Pussy.
When in reality, he was
puss.
smart like
exactly,
a motherfucker.
Fuck. So let's go to the next story, T. Fucking, it's called McDumbass, dude. So this guy was a fucking McDonald's employee, and he got terminated, bro, for refusing to serve two paramedics while mistaking them for police officers.
Who the fuck mistakes paramedics for police officers?
Okay, wait a minute. So basically, it's okay to refuse service to police officers, but not to paramedics?
Yes.
Why?
No, I don't know. It's
That's what
never
I'm saying,
okay, but I
dude.
mean, it's like,
I
but
mean, what
seriously,
the fuck is that? But he probably started,
was he stoned?
I don't know, man. But basically what they're saying is this guy says, we don't accept officers in here. And even though I told her I'm not an officer, she then says, anyone with a badge, fucker, get out of here. So fucking dude's like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not a cop.
King, where did this take place?
Oh, fuck. Ohio.
Nope.
Where?
It was Florida.
Florida. It was a 50-50 shot, dog.
Wait. Ohio or Florida? Ohio or Florida? You got it, dude. It's Florida.
Oh, fuck,
this is in
dude.
Florida, man.
This is horrible, dog. And then the other thing was, and the guy's like walking out, right? And like, you know what? She just says to him, you know what? We don't serve your kind here.
What do you mean your kind?
I don't know, man. So, I mean,
People?
I don't know, bro. But I mean, McDonald's came out and they did an immediate response. You know what I mean? They said, hey, we're sorry about what happened. We're unfairly unfortunate incident. We're not going to, fucking promote this.
Jesus Christ.
And this crazy psycho bitch is going to get fired.
Well, yeah, you should.
I mean, so what the
You're
fuck
just
was that all
fucking
about?
stupid.
Yeah, dumpster fire. I mean, what are you doing?
Fuck, your life has got to be a dumpster fire, right?
I mean, how do you just jump all over that like that, bro?
That's horrible.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Cop, paramedic, firefighter, what the fuck? They're there to eat. You serve them. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Fuck.
Fucking Florida.
How did that happen, dude? Fucking Dr. X, you're an asshole. You did that shit on purpose, because he knew it. You guys fucking duped me on this shit, dude. Fuck, man.
Oh,
Anyways,
come on.
All
Come
right,
on.
man. All right, man. So what now, man? I think this is the spot where we need to bring in Bros Are Us. So, hey, man, we're going to go ahead and put him in. They're going to call up right now. So, hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, T. So what we're doing, man, is we want to take care of everybody on our podcast, everybody who we listen to, everybody who's doing these kind of things that we're doing, T. We want to sort of help everybody out. It's a network, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got a couple friends of ours. We've known these guys are great guys, and they're starting their own thing, man. They're doing a live Instagram. You know, they're going to go to a YouTube, do a podcast.
Right. They have their Facebook.
Right. And they're called Bros Are Us.
Yeah, no, these guys are good.
You know, what we want to do, man, is we want to talk to these guys a little bit right now. And we're going to go ahead and bring them on, but they're our boys, man. Izzy, Paulie, you guys there?
Yeah, we're right here.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, Bros Are Us on the Double I Show. Right on, guys. So what we want to do, man, we want to give you guys a little bit of some pub here and give you a little bit of some of our airtime, man. Why don't you guys go ahead and tell everybody what you guys are about, bro?
All right, well, Bros Are Us Live, we're basically, it's an idea that, you know, that sometimes, you know, growing up, you hang out with your boys, and as you get older, you know, you lose that touch. So Bros Are Us Live is basically a way to hang out, you know, with your bros, just talk about sports mainly, but just, you know, how life works. And, you know, whenever you have something, you know, you want to get off your chest, and you're right here, you know, sometimes you grow out of your friends, and sometimes you feel a little, you know, lonely. You see a soccer game, you watch a basketball game, you want to share some thoughts with somebody, and that's when we come in. You know, we're going to go live, we're going to talk to you, see what you're about, hang out, have a little brew, you know, and, you know, just talk about what just happened, you know?
And that's great, man. No, and I think that everybody that's on our podcast, man, would really relate to something like that. You know, so guys, just so we understand it too, you know, these guys are recording live, so we're getting a little bit of feedback push from them.
A little reverb.
Yeah, we're going to try to clean it up a little bit, but man, you guys are doing a good job, man. So how's it going for you, man? Didn't you guys just record an episode right now? How'd that go?
It went pretty well. You know, we're starting off fresh, something new to the game. You know, it's really exciting because, you know, we're learning something new every day, you know, and it's really exciting to the possibilities that we could go, you know, with this idea that we had for quite a while now. And, you know, we do something on Instagram Live, something we wanted to do for a while, you know, just to get a little feed with it. And it went great, you know, because, you know, like McCartney said, you know, just something you want to talk about. You know, not just, you know, sports, but just anything in general. You know, that's what we're going to talk about. We want to be interactive with the people. I wouldn't call them fans. I would call them people, because that's who they are. And that's what we want them to be. Feel like to come to the show and, you know, have a good conversation. You know, about anything, not just sports, but about anything.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are trying to build a community around it.
Yeah. And also, you know, there's something, you know, just go with what Elon said. You know, we just want, you know, people hang out, bros hang out, friends hang out, you know, have a few drinks, and, you know, you guys have one of the best conversations you guys ever had in the world. So that's what we want to keep doing. That's what we want to show a platform for everybody to come in. And not just, you know, guys in general, but anybody that wants to come in and hang out, you know, get something out of their mind, this is for them.
I think that's great, guys. And the reality is that's sort of almost what we were thinking. That's what we thought when we started this, too. We want to have a platform for guys and talk about subjects that guys aren't really allowed to talk about in front of, say, just general people.
Right.
But sometimes when you're hanging out with your boys or whatever, you have these conversations. So I think we have a lot in common, guys. I really like what you guys are doing, man. And all the Double I folks, you know, just go ahead and get on these guys. Bros Are Us on Instagram.
Yeah, show them a lot of love. They do a lot of Facebook stuff. We post on our Facebook page, and we've been kind of shouting them out. So everybody, just like King said, you know, start pubbing these guys. Start getting behind them.
Yeah, it was much appreciated, you know, for giving this, you know, plug to come in, you know, and you know, spend some time with your air quality is really appreciated, you know. Like
no worries, guys. Hey,
new, you know.
No, you guys are.
We haven't, you know, really. What?
You guys are our boys, man. We want to take care of you just like you guys would take care of us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So if you guys want to come on the show again, if you guys want to come in the studio, you guys are more than welcome anytime, guys.
Yeah, we got a couple extra chairs. You guys can sit down and just kind of you know, have some fun with us over here. We got a brand new sponsor too, and we got some beers floating around here now too, because we got a mini keg in here. So this thing is awesome.
Yeah, we got our own tap, guys.
Yeah,
so you guys can come help break it out with us.
We'll start cracking some beers.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. We really appreciate that, man. And going this world, there's a lot of negativity, and it's good to hear, you know, some positive feedback and, you know, trying to help each other out. I mean, that's like a breath of fresh air, you know?
It is. You're right. You're right. Definitely.
No worries, guys. But again, you know, this is Izzy and Paulie, Bros Are Us. You know, everybody, we just wanted to share that with you guys. And guys, thanks a lot for calling in, man. And you guys got to get your asses over here in the studio, man, and drink with us, huh?
Well, man, it's going to happen real soon, man. We appreciate it.
Looking forward to that shit.
Thanks for the invite.
Right on, guys. No, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it, guys.
We appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man.
All right, guys. Take care, man.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, bye.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Late.
Peace out.
All right, man. So Izzy, Paulie, man, those guys are great.
Those guys are awesome.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
super excited to be helping them out and pump them up as much as we can to our, our network and our fans.
Absolutely, guys. Bros are us on Instagram. You know what I mean? Hook them up, man. Support them a little bit. They're starting out just like we did. We know how tough it is. We just want to help them out, guys.
Yeah, show them some love like you guys did us. I think you guys will like them. We're pretty pumped on these guys. So hopefully, they're just starting out. They're going to get even crazier. They're going to get even bigger. And, just help them be on the ground floor with all of it.
So what do we got next, T?
Think that closes us up.
I think so, man. Yeah, no, it's been a great show, T. I think we got a lot covered in there. I want to say thanks to my friend again. She really opened my eyes about a subject that I really want to get into again. That white fragility, the First Amendment thing.
Yeah.
I just want to say, hey, man, it was a good conversation today. I think it just is the tip of the iceberg, though, bro.
It is. It's kind of crazy. We didn't have enough time to cover everything.
So I think next episode, man, we're going to do a movie review, right? We're looking to get a little movie review going next week.
Yeah, I think we're going to, it's been out, so it's not like it's something brand new.
But I want to see it, and I know you want to see it, so we're going
Yeah.
to try to see this shit together. Don't fuck me up on this, T.
No, don't be like that.
I'm just saying,
Don't be
you
like that.
burned me last time, dog. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we're going to go see that fucker.
It's a Quentin Tarantino,
I
man.
love Tarantino, dog. You know that, man.
Yeah.
So we're going to go see that shit. And then, you know what, man? We're going to review it next week. We want to tell everybody thanks
Yep.
for sticking around, especially during our drunken state with our Hopsy.
Oh, man.
Looking out, Hopsy, man. This shit was good. That fucking, what is it? Super ale, bail, jail, go to jail? What is that shit?
It's an ale. I know that ale's strong, too.
Oh, it's good, dude. But you got to stop getting too excited with it, T.
Why not?
Because, as soon as we came in, the first thing you did is go in there and get those glasses from the freezer.
Right.
Poured it out.
Right.
Down it, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Yeah, but that's like a downing an ale.
You can't shotgun it because it's in a glass.
Yeah, but okay, man. But all right, anyways, man. So we want to give a shout out to all our sponsors again. You guys heard them. Make sure you guys support us, support the show. Remember to visit our website, www.thedoubleshow.com.
Don't forget our Patreon at www.patreon.com/The Double I Show.
Don't forget our social media.
We got Facebook and Twitter.
Follow us, guys. And remember, when we don't help our guys out, Bros Are Us on Instagram. Izzy, Paulie, great job today, man. Again, thanks for coming on to our show.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys. I think that's going to be it. Next week, we're going to go ahead and finally put out the fucking hoodie show.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, yeah, you've been lagging on that, Dr. X, too.
He has.
So we got to get this thing rolling, man. We want to say thanks to everybody. We need to get out of here. T, great show. Dr. X, great show. Let's go ahead and move on out, T. You going to sign us off?
Yeah, so for Sweet Tea, you are
R.W. King.
And we are
out.
From California.
Checking in from the left coast where we take sound that combines sunshine with rhyme, move 'em around. Take it slow, watch the smoke we blow. Bring California swinging, this thing for show. Well, hey there, baby doll, dance the go-go off a little. Mentally, I see it in slow-mo. Hollywood, the east side, Hub City, and Frisco. Guys with the flyers, fires up in the disco. Whoa, whoa, oh, now here we go. Mira, delincuentes, bum rush the show. Aquí en Cali, with trees so sweet.
Hey, T, did you hear about the Double I Taco guy?
No.
Yeah, man, we got our own taco guy.
Who?
His name's Omar, bro. Fucking, this is the best tacos in town. Guys, if you're in Southern California, you're going to have to call this guy. We're going to go ahead and work with him a little bit, T. He's going to be a sponsor on our show now.
I'm loving it, but where the hell was I when all this went down?
Well, me and Dr. X made the deal, bro.
Oh, that's why. See, I know
And the
Omar too.
fucking-
He didn't say nothing.
And the fucking tacos are great.
Oh, his stuff is the bomb, man.
Hey, guys, you know what, man? If you guys need something, just give Omar a call. His number's 562-387-6091. That's right, man. Omar the taco guy.
So what's the deal? I mean, like, what is it that they get?
Oh, well, I didn't want to tell them because I was going to get their cut, dog. But hey,
Oh,
you
that's
know what?
messed up.
No, bro, what it is, okay, if you guys mention double or double I when you call him, you're going to get 10% off your order.
Oh, that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, man, he does catering, he does parties, he does everything, bro. He's the best in town.
This guy's good, man.
Give him a call.
Los más buscados tacos. Por favor, llamar a Omar Osorio. Teléfono 562-387-6091.